Chosen one, are you tired of working day in and day out, feeling like you're just not getting anywhere? What if I told you that the doors you've been waiting for are already opening? Lisa, a 35-year-old single mother, has been juggling 2 jobs just to make ends meet. She's exhausted, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Every day feels like another day of endless struggle. Despite her best efforts, she feels stuck. The weight of the world is on her shoulders. Between balancing late-night shifts at a diner, working long hours in a retail store, and raising her young son on her own, Lisa's days blur together. They are a cycle of survival, a daily grind with no end in sight. Each morning, she drags herself out of bed, pours her coffee, and steps into the next round of endless work. The stress weighs her down, and the vision of a better life that once seemed so attainable feels like a distant, fading dream. Her small, modest apartment in a quiet suburban neighborhood is where she spends the majority of her time. It's cozy, but it's also a reminder of how far she's come and how far she still feels from the life she's always imagined. The walls of the apartment have witnessed her struggles, her doubts, and her prayers. Late at night, when her son is finally asleep, she'll sit alone, staring out of the small window, wondering where the breakthrough is, wondering where God is in all of this. She's worked so hard. She's given so much. Yet, despite it all, Lisa feels like she's never gotten ahead. She thought that after years of sacrificing, the breakthrough would come, that the doors would open, the blessing would pour in, and life would get easier. But instead, she feels stuck, like she's been running in place for so long that she's forgotten what it feels like to move forward. She doesn't know if it's exhaustion or something deeper, but there's a heaviness in her chest that has been growing for weeks now. The worries are starting to chip away at her faith. She begins to question if her dreams will ever come true. Is God listening? Is he watching her struggle, or has he forgotten her? She's tried to stay strong, tried to keep her faith, but the waiting has stretched on for so long. Each prayer, each silent plea for help seems to fall into an echoing void. Where is the breakthrough? Where is the change that's supposed to come? Despite the weight of these questions, Lisa prays before she sleeps that night. Her prayer isn't eloquent, but it's honest. God, if you're out there, I need you. I've done everything I know to do, and I don't know how much longer I can keep going like this. Please, show me that I'm not alone in this. She falls asleep with the weight of her words still heavy on her heart. As she sleeps, something begins to stir. A shift is coming, though she doesn't know it yet. God's timing is always perfect, and even though Lisa doesn't know it, this moment is the beginning of something much bigger than she could ever imagine. The next morning, Lisa wakes up to the same routine. Another day of rushing to get her son ready, of working long hours, and of falling into bed exhausted. But then, something unexpected happens. A letter arrives, addressed to her from a place she's never heard of. It's an envelope postmarked from a city hundreds of miles away. At first, she thinks it's just another bill, another piece of junk mail. But as she opens it, she sees that it's something entirely different. A letter from an aunt she hasn't seen or heard from in years. An aunt who passed away long ago. Inside the envelope is a letter, handwritten with care, explaining that her aunt left her something precious, a small inheritance, a sum of money that Lisa never expected. It's not a fortune, but it's enough to take the first step toward the life she's always dreamed of. As Lisa reads the letter, emotions flood over her. At first, she doesn't know whether to cry or laugh. She reads and rereads the words, still in disbelief. She didn't ask for this. She never expected it. But as she takes in the words, something stirs deep within her. a feeling that this is more than just money. This is God's provision. This is the breakthrough she's been waiting for. And more than that, it's a message, a sign that God hasn't forgotten her, that He's been working behind the scenes all along. The money isn't much, but it's more than just financial aid. It's a divine nudge, a reminder of the dreams Lisa once had, of the business she wanted to start, the life she wanted to create for herself and her son. It's the opportunity to finally move forward, to step out of the cycle of survival and into a new season of abundance and purpose.
Lisa doesn't know exactly what it will look like yet, but she can feel it in her spirit. This is a turning point. The door has opened. But with that door comes the challenge of deciding whether she's brave enough to walk through it. The money is there, but so are the doubts. She's never been an entrepreneur. She's never had the resources, the confidence, or the time. But now, she has the opportunity to take that first step. The question is, will she take it? Will she step into the unknown and trust that God is guiding her, even when she doesn't have all the answers? As Lisa stares at the letter, she remembers her prayers, the ones that seemed to go unanswered. She remembers the nights when she felt alone. But now, she sees something different. She sees that God has been working, preparing the way, orchestrating events in ways she couldn't have possibly imagined. The breakthrough has arrived, and it's time for Lisa to choose, to step forward in faith or remain in her comfort zone. Lisa takes a deep breath, closes her eyes, and prays once more. God, I'm ready. I'm ready to trust you. I'm ready to take the leap. Show me the way. In that moment, something inside of her shifts. The doubts begin to fade, replaced with a quiet but undeniable confidence. She doesn't have all the answers, but she knows this. The doors she's been waiting for are opening. She's been waiting for a breakthrough, and now it's time to walk through it. Lisa picks up the phone and calls the business course she's been dreaming about taking. It's a small step, but it's the first step toward a new future. And as she does, she feels a weight lift off her shoulders, because she knows that God has already gone ahead of her, making the way straight. This is just the beginning, chosen one. The doors are opening. The breakthrough is here. It's time to walk through. As Lisa hangs up the phone, her heart races with both excitement and fear. She can hardly believe she's actually taken the first step toward a new life, a new future. She walks over to the small window in her apartment, looking out at the world below her, as if seeing it through new eyes. The weight that had been pressing on her chest, that feeling of being stuck, is beginning to lift. There is a sense of freedom in this moment, a sense that things are finally starting to shift. For so long, Lisa had been stuck in survival mode. She had been so focused on just making it through each day, getting by, that she forgot what it felt like to dream. She had been too afraid to even imagine a life beyond the endless cycle of work and struggle. But now, as she stands by the window, she realizes that the possibility of change has always been there. She just had to be willing to see it. The next few weeks are filled with a mix of emotions. Some days, Lisa feels energized by the possibilities before her, by the hope that this new business venture could be the key to the life she's always wanted. Other days, doubt creeps in. What if she's not good enough? What if it all falls apart? What if she's not cut out for this? But as soon as those thoughts start to take hold, she reminds herself of the promise God has given her. The breakthrough is here. The doors are opening, and all she has to do is walk through them. Lisa pours herself into the business course, learning everything she can about starting her own company. The material is overwhelming at first, and there are moments when she feels like giving up. but she pushes through. She stays up late after her son has gone to bed, studying the lessons and taking notes, determined to make this work. She begins to see the possibility in every challenge, a sign that God is guiding her every step of the way.
One evening, as she's working late, she receives an unexpected phone call from a former colleague. Her colleague is now the manager of a small marketing firm, and they've been looking for someone with Lisa's skills and experience. They offer her a freelance position to help with their upcoming projects. The pay is more than she's ever made in one job, and it's the kind of work she's always dreamed of doing. It's a chance to not only bring in more income, but also to expand her network and learn from others in the industry. It's a door opening wide. As Lisa hangs up the phone, she can hardly believe it. This opportunity feels like a divine blessing, an unexpected but welcome confirmation that she's on the right path. It's the kind of break she had been hoping for, and it comes at the perfect time. She knows that if she takes this freelance position, it will give her the experience and credibility she needs to build her business even further. But there's a part of her that hesitates.
It feels like too much, too soon.
She's juggling her 2 jobs, trying to keep up with a business course, and now this new opportunity is on her plate. She's terrified of spreading herself too thin. But then she remembers the message she received from God. The message that the breakthrough was already here, and that all she needed to do was step forward in faith. Lisa takes a deep breath and makes the decision. She calls her colleague back and accepts the freelance position. With a sense of quiet confidence, she steps into the new role, ready to embrace whatever comes next. Over the next few months, Lisa's life begins to transform. The freelance work she's taken on begins to gain traction. Her business course, once overwhelming, becomes an exciting challenge. As she puts in the hard work, she begins to see results. Slowly but surely, the business she's always dreamed of is taking shape. She feels a deep sense of fulfillment as she sees the fruits of her labor.
Her confidence grows with each new step she takes, and she begins to believe in herself again. There are still hard days, of course. There are days when the weight of everything feels like too much, when doubt creeps in and the temptation to give up looms large. But Lisa has learned to press on, to trust God's timing, and to lean on her faith. She's learned to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow and to move closer to the life she's always wanted. The breakthrough, she realizes, isn't just about success in business or financial gain. It's about learning to trust God, to take risks, and to believe that no matter how hard the journey, He is with her every step of the way. And then one day, as Lisa is sitting at her desk working, she receives another phone call. This time, it's from a potential investor who has heard about her business and wants to discuss funding. Lisa can hardly believe it. The doors keep opening, one after another.
This is the moment she's been waiting for. The moment when her hard work and perseverance pay off in a way that she never imagined. As she sits down for the meeting, she feels a sense of peace that she didn't expect. She's no longer nervous or afraid. She knows that this is the moment where everything she's worked for, everything she's prayed for, is coming to fruition. It's not just about the business. It's about her faith, her trust in God, and her willingness to step into the unknown, even when it seemed impossible. The meeting goes well, and within a few weeks, Lisa secures the funding she needs to expand her business. It's the breakthrough she's dreamed of, but it's also something much deeper. It's a testimony of her journey, of how God opened doors when she least expected it and gave her the strength to walk through them. Lisa's life is no longer a cycle of struggle and survival. She is living the life she once dreamed of, confident, successful, and full of purpose.
She knows that the journey isn't over, but she also knows that she is not alone. God has been with her every step of the way, opening doors, providing opportunities, and leading her to the place she was always meant to be. And as she looks back on the journey, she realizes that the breakthrough was never just about the business or the money.
It was about learning to trust God, to take risks, and to believe that His timing is always perfect. The breakthrough was in the faith she found along the way, the strength she discovered in herself, and the peace that comes from knowing that God's plans are always better than her own. Chosen one, your breakthrough is here. The doors are opening. All you need to do is step forward in faith. As Lisa continues to settle into her new life, she feels a deep sense of fulfillment. The work that once felt burdensome now carries a sense of purpose. Her business is growing steadily. Her freelance projects continue to bring in more opportunities, and her confidence is stronger than ever. She has learned to trust God's timing, to embrace every moment as part of the greater plan He has for her. Yet, with all the progress, there are still moments of doubt. They don't come as often as they used to, but every now and then, the old voice creeps in. What if this all falls apart? What if you're not cut out for this? What if you fail? But Lisa has learned to recognize these doubts for what they are: distractions meant to stop her from moving forward. She no longer gives them the power they once held over her. Instead, she remembers the promises God made to her. She remembers the feeling of peace that washed over her when she took that first step toward her dream, the calm that came when she made the decision to trust in something bigger than herself. And in those moments of doubt, she takes a deep breath and reminds herself that she has already overcome so much. She has already fought battles that once seemed insurmountable, and now she knows how to trust God through the rest. One morning, as Lisa is working on a new project for her business, she receives a call from her son's school. He's been struggling with a few subjects lately, and the school counselor wants to discuss ways to help him catch up. Lisa's heart sinks. She has been so focused on her business and her own journey that she feels like she's failed to notice some of the challenges her son has been facing. She knows that balancing everything is hard, but hearing about her son's difficulties feels like a wake-up call. At that moment, Lisa realizes that success isn't just about her career or the money she makes. It's about being present for the people she loves, especially her son. Her heart aches as she reflects on how much time she spent working and how little she's been able to focus on him lately. He's been her motivation to push forward, but in doing so, she has neglected the very thing that should have been her anchor. The sense of guilt rises within her, but she knows this is part of the process. She takes a moment, sitting down at her desk and closing her eyes, to pray for guidance. God, show me how to balance this. Show me how to be the mother my son needs, while still pursuing the purpose you've placed on my heart. In that stillness, she feels a sense of peace wash over her. She knows that God hasn't called her to choose between her dreams and her family. There is a balance to be found, a way to pursue her purpose while being the mother her son needs. Lisa spends the next few days reassessing her priorities. She adjusts her work schedule so she can spend more time with her son, helping him with his schoolwork and being present in his life. She reaches out to the school counselor, working together to develop a plan that will support her son's learning needs. Slowly, she begins to see the change in him. He becomes more engaged, more confident, and more motivated to learn. Lisa realizes that her business success is meaningful only if she can create the kind of life where she can be there for her son, not just as a provider, but as an active, loving presence. As she starts to find that balance, her business continues to thrive. The freelance projects keep coming in, and more clients are reaching out, impressed by her growing reputation. But Lisa no longer defines success by the number of contracts she secures or the amount of money in her account. She measures it by the relationships she builds and the impact she has on the lives of those around her. She finds true fulfillment in helping her clients, in seeing her son's progress, and in maintaining the peace that comes from living in alignment with God's plan. One evening, as Lisa reflects on her journey, She sits with her son on the couch, watching a movie they both enjoy. She feels a deep sense of gratitude for how far she's come. The road wasn't easy. There were times when she didn't know how she would make it through, moments when it felt like everything was falling apart. But each step she took, no matter how small, was part of a larger plan. A plan that included not just her dreams, but the well-being of those she loved. As she watches her son's face light up with laughter, Lisa realizes that this is what the breakthrough was all about. Not just financial success, not just a business, but the ability to be present, to live a life that honors both her dreams and her family. She knows that she still has a long way to go, but she is no longer afraid. She has learned that with faith, with perseverance, and with the support of those around her, she can handle whatever comes her way. The breakthrough, Lisa understands now, isn't just about the moment of success. It's about the transformation that happens along the way. It's about learning to trust God in the quiet moments, to lean into His timing, and to have the courage to take the steps He calls her to take. Each day is a new opportunity to grow, to trust, and to walk in alignment with His plan. And as Lisa moves forward in her journey, she continues to hold on to the promise that the doors will keep opening, not just for her, but for anyone who has the courage to step through them, to take the leap, and to trust that God's timing is always perfect. She knows that this is just the beginning. Her story, like many others, is one of faith, of perseverance, and of the quiet but powerful breakthroughs that change everything. Chosen one, your breakthrough is here. The doors are opening. All you need to do is step forward in faith and trust that God has already prepared the way. Keep believing. Keep trusting. The journey is just beginning. As the weeks go by, Lisa continues to grow in ways she never imagined possible. Her son, now more engaged in his schoolwork and more confident in himself, begins to thrive. Lisa sees the changes in him not just academically, but emotionally as well. He's more optimistic, more involved in their daily routines, and most importantly, he's becoming more sure of who he is. Lisa knows that she played a role in this transformation. Her decision to refocus on her family and balance work and motherhood was a turning point for both of them. Her business is flourishing too. The freelance work has turned into consistent clients, and she's even beginning to see some passive income from her side projects. Lisa can finally breathe easier. The weight of financial stress that once consumed her has been replaced with the promise of growth, both personally and professionally. As her confidence grows, so does her sense of purpose. She's not just building a business, she's building a future. She's no longer surviving, she's living, truly living, in alignment with her dreams. But even as things start to fall into place, Lisa faces new challenges. The pressure to keep her business growing while being an active, present mother continues to be a delicate balance. She feels the pull between maintaining her success and staying grounded in her faith. There are days when she feels stretched thin, when the demands of running a business and raising a child seem impossible to meet. And yet, she finds strength in the lessons she's learned. Trust in God's timing, lean into His plan, and take one step at a time. One particular afternoon, Lisa finds herself on a video call with a potential new client. The conversation is going well, but as she discusses the details of the project, doubts start creeping into her mind.
Am I ready for this? What if I mess up? What if I don't deliver what they expect? The thoughts swirl in her head, and she feels a tightness in her chest. She realizes that she's been here before, the self-doubt, the fear of failure, but this time, something feels different. She stops herself in the middle of the conversation, takes a deep breath, and silently prays. God, help me. I know this opportunity is a blessing, and I know that you've brought me this far. Please, guide me.
Help me to see the truth in this moment, that I am capable, that I am prepared, and that you are with me. The moment of silence passes, and Lisa feels a calm wash over her. The fear subsides, replaced by a quiet confidence. She finishes the call with a renewed sense of clarity. The client agrees to move forward, and Lisa secures the deal. But more importantly, she realizes that her breakthrough isn't just about the financial gain.
It's about the internal growth, the transformation that has taken place inside of her. She's no longer the person who doubted herself at every turn. She's becoming the woman God has always called her to be, strong, confident, and grounded in her faith. In the following months, Lisa's business continues to thrive. She expands her network, taking on new clients, and even starts mentoring other women who are looking to build their own businesses. The lessons she's learned along the way are becoming the foundation of her success. She's learned to trust God, to take risks, and to walk through the doors He's opened for her. And in doing so, she's learned how to balance her personal and professional life in a way that feels right for her. But the most profound change is in her heart. Lisa now understands that her true breakthrough isn't just about external success.
It's about finding peace within herself, knowing that she is enough, and trusting that God's plan for her life is always unfolding in the most beautiful way. She's learned that no matter how difficult the journey, God's timing is always perfect. Even when it feels like the doors are closed, even when it seems like nothing is happening, God is working behind the scenes, preparing the way for the breakthroughs that are yet to come. One evening, as Lisa sits with her son in their living room, watching the sunset through the window, she reflects on the journey she's been on. The struggles, the doubts, the prayers, they were all part of the process. She's come so far from the woman who once felt stuck and hopeless. Now, she stands at the threshold of a new season, one filled with opportunities, abundance, and peace. Her son looks up at her with a smile, his eyes full of admiration. "Mom, you're amazing," he says, and for a moment, Lisa's heart swells with pride.
She's not just building a business or a life for herself. She's building a legacy for her son, one that is rooted in faith, hard work, and love. She realizes that the breakthrough wasn't just for her, it's for him too. By showing him that anything is possible with God, she's giving him the tools to create his own path, one that is filled with faith and purpose. Lisa knows that the road ahead won't always be easy. There will be new challenges, new obstacles, and moments of doubt. But she also knows that she's not alone. She has come to understand that God is always with her, guiding her every step of the way. And with that knowledge, she walks forward with confidence, ready for whatever comes next. Chosen one, the breakthrough you've been waiting for is already here. It's not just about the doors that are opening. It's about the transformation that's taking place within you.
God has already prepared the way, and all you have to do is step forward in faith, knowing that He is with you every step of the way. The journey isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. And as you walk through the doors He has opened for you, remember that your breakthrough is just the beginning. There is so much more to come. So, take the first step. Trust in His timing. Walk boldly into the future He has planned for you, and watch as the doors continue to open, one after another. Your breakthrough is here, and the best is yet to come.